Hello, friends. I keep thinking about hope and light and how we can be it. In his book, The Irresistible Revolution, Shane Claiborne tells a great story of walking home one night in his city with another member of their community and coming across a woman who was in great need. She was hungry and cold, and she was in a dangerous part of town. And so they went to her and they said, "You need a place to stay, don't you? Come be at our house with us. We have a spot for you." And so she followed them home, and immediately upon entering the house, she burst into tears and said, "You're Christians, aren't you?" And they said, "Why do you say that?" Because they hadn't even mentioned God. And she said, "I can tell because you shine. And years ago, when I used to love and follow God, my life used to shine. But all these years and this life has taken my shine away. Pray with me," she said. "Please pray with me that I can get my shine back." In Luke chapter 15, it's one of the few places in the New Testament where the scripture talks about people being lost. There are three of Jesus' great parables, the parable of the lost coin, the parable of the lost sheep, and the parable of the lost boy. And it's these powerful stories of God being for people, God pursuing people, God doing everything God can to help those lost things find their rightful place, their home, loving them back to life, loving them until they get their shine, or maybe reclaim their shine again, if you will. When I was in high school, long before I became a person of faith, before I became a Christian, I was a writer for the school newspaper, and I wrote stories that often were poked fun at the teachers. It was a humor column. And most people thought it was really funny, and it was. But there were two teachers, a married couple, who were the resident Christians on campus. Everybody knew they were the Christians because they liked to tell everybody that. They didn't think I was funny at all. And in fact, they didn't like me and would often tell people so. So one day as I was leaving school, they literally cornered me in the hallway and proceeded to tell me all the things that were wrong with me, that I thought I was so smart, that I thought I was so funny, that my hair was too long, that I dressed poorly. And finally, when they were done, one of them looked me in the eye and said, "Colin, one of these days, you're going to find out just how lost you are." You know, I would never have said it that way. I never would have said I was lost. What I did know was I was deeply depressed. I was angry. I hated my life. I wished so much that things were different, but I had no ability to make it so. And you know what? There was nothing that they said that made me interested in their God. Nothing in the way they treated me that made me curious to know anything more about Jesus. And they certainly didn't help me see a brighter light. If anything, they shined the light in my eyes in a way that blinded me rather than helped me see. It wasn't until a few years later, when I got to college, that I met up with somebody who was Jesus in the flesh to me, who loved me the way that he does, who helped me see hope, to find meaning, to hear the news of a gospel that was actually good rather than just shaming and making me feel worse about who I already was. I knew I was broken, but this person was offering me an opportunity to see my life mended and made whole, to help me actually find that shine that I always wished I could somehow have. This week, I hope you will think about the way that you encounter people and treat them. Do you see them as somebody who's lost in terms of being despised, somebody to stay away from? Or do you see that person as a missing treasure, somebody you can help them find their home, to offer them good news that really is good, that there's a God who loves them, who offers meaning and hope and light in the world? God bless you as you do this.